producing, and it just turned out that I had been throwing around the idea for a while of maybe writing something for Evan. He does community theater, as he'll tell you, in his town, and we were actually in a few plays in high school together. And I approached Jared and Christina about maybe doing something, and it was around the time that Bear Stearns collapsed, and it was around the time of the American recession. And I thought of using a character like Evan to tell a story about human compassion in a time that's really, really horrible. And that's kind of where it started. And it bloomed into a lot more, I think. I wasn't even sure if I was equipped to tell something with Evan, or I was able, but we had dozens and dozens of people who put everything that they had into the film, that many of whom are here today. And yeah, that's where it began, and then it evolved, obviously, into what you just saw.
Do we have any questions from the audience? Yes, right up here.
Evan, I want to know, how old are you?
Yeah, Evan, how old are you?
I am 31.
Thank you, Evan.
I am 31 years old.
Very good. Where did you go to school, Evan?
I went to Wayland High School.
Excellent. Did you go to an acting school as well?
I hope to go to acting school someday. Oh, no, let me take classes.
You're already a good actor.
Well, thank you very much. All thanks to my co-stars.
Can you tell us a little bit about the rest of the cast and how you came to find them and how they became involved in the project?
Sure. Well, I had worked with Brad Gilmore, a casting director out of LA, on my short, and we did the regular casting process, and he had seen Shannon and some things and was responsible for bringing her in originally. Sorry. And then Jared and Christine Anderson know Jackson, and Jared is in a band with him, I think. Maybe some of you heard earlier today. They approached me about lowering the ages in the scripts to everyone in their early 20s, a town in which most of the people after high school just kind of stayed in the town and had got a job or got pregnant or both. And so we looked at Jackson, and as someone who could play the Russ character. They approached me about it, and I think they approached him about it. I'm not sure which order that happened. But we met and just decided that we were going to use the vehicle to basically go forward with it. And obviously, Evan was already part of the cast at that point because I'd written the script. And I have to mention also, Celeste was played by the wonderful Amanda Plummer, who could not make it, unfortunately, but I had met her earlier through a mutual friend and approached her with the script as well. So really, the casting was looking for Candy, which we clearly found.
Anybody have a question? Yes, right here. Go ahead.
How long did it take to shoot the film?
The question was, how long did it take to shoot the film?
We shot the film in 20 days. It was quick, very quick. It was 19, and then we used the 20th to reshoot some things. We were also playing chicken with the weather in New England. For me, doing a short, you never shuffle around things. There would be days that it would be raining, but like, oh no, we're going to shoot that in 2 weeks now. And for me, that was a big hurdle and a learning curve. But 20 days, what?
For me too.
Yeah. But it was over the course of a month. But 20 days, yeah, 19.
Yeah, just wave it a bit so it's
hard to see.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, go ahead, please. Sorry, what was the budget?
It was somewhere between $1,000 and $5 million, $10 million. I'll get back to you on it. Somewhere in there, maybe somewhere.
Yes, go right ahead.
Evan, your character goes through so many different things. How did you put yourself in his shoes?
So the question is, Evan, how did you put yourself in the character's shoes?
Very easy. But working with my co-stars has to be very grateful. Working with Craig Divino, who happened to be a wonderful acting coach. I have learned so much from him. The exercises help. And boy, am I lucky to have a wonderful acting coach.
One of my really good friends from college, who's an actor, I kind of brought in really early with Evan, and we worked through a lot of the scenes that I thought were going to be difficult, and he basically was there most of the time with Evan. But there came a point where it almost wasn't necessary because Evan immersed himself in the character and was able, in a way that I had never anticipated, to convince himself in every scene that what was going on was really happening. And like only the best actors can do, and it was just something that happened. Evan has the biggest heart of anybody I know. He is very empathetic, and when he reads the script and when he lives every day in the scenes, he is able to dive into it as if, and speak of it as it's actually going on. And it's something that was a pleasure for me to witness, and kind of, when I saw it happening, step out of his way. And just, Craig was able to really give him all these exercises, basically to do what any actor needs, is to relax, breathe, just very mechanical things, the things that don't come from in here, the more rote mechanical things, the emotional things Evan had already. And it was just finding a way to bring them out as much as possible with him.
And, you had such a short shooting time. Did you all rehearse and work together for a long time?
No, we didn't have any rehearsals. We spoke. We spoke on the phone for a couple of hours, you know, and also at a cafe. And, you know, Evan and I spent a little time together, and there wasn't a lot of time, you know, and we shot on location, so the time was pretty precious, and we spent it all shooting, really. So, I'm sure we would have loved it, but I think that's kind of I think is what's nice about the film. There's something really kind of spontaneous and you know, well, yeah, that's it.
I feel from working on this film, Shane and me, one perfect girlfriend.
Oh yeah, once I kind of came on board as a co-producer and playing the character Russ, we had various auditions for Candy, and we were able to play around with a lot of ideas for Russ, kind of the backstory, and then I don't know, a lot of those ideas, Justin and I kind of talked about before, kind of threw out the window as soon as we got into filming, and just because it was just so natural, everything just kind of fell into place. It was just. I remember there's one morning Evan and I were running lines in the trailer, just like normal, just running lines, and the way the scene that I had imagined in my head coming into it just was thrown out the window just by running lines, and it was obviously something else was there that I hadn't read, and I just felt right there in the trailer, and I was like, man, I gotta stop running these lines with you, and I'm gonna start crying. There's just like there's the scene with the in the rain, and and it just took on a whole new meaning, just by feeling it and doing it. And I think that was kind of a lot of the beauty of this film. It was quick, and it was just all about honesty and being as truthful as possible.
I also did auditions with Justin at Wayland High School when we're looking for the right Simon, and boy am I glad to have the right Simon.
We auditioned a little kid, and Evan was nice enough to come in and read with about 20 little kids over the course of 2 days, which was pretty fun. One thing about the rehearsal and with Jackson was some days the first time you met Evan was you came off of a plane, got driven by our co-producer Sarah Heller, right to set. I think you changed in the car, and jumped onto the set, got into your overalls, and said, "Okay, let's shoot." And then we happened to be sharing him with another film. I mean, can I say? Yeah, so we basically fly Jackson back from the Twilight set on his weekends to shoot the film, and he would sometimes go without any sleep at all to come on. And
It was a character choice.
yes, because he explained to me how he wanted Russ to feel like he never sleeps and just constantly is around. Yeah, so this is what he goes through to bring the reality. But there was something I remembered when you sat down the first time you did a scene with Evan, that you threw out everything because reacting to Evan in the scene was different than you said to me, than any other actor you performed with. And so there was just, you were just trying to react naturally to what he was giving you, which was very real. You know?
I was just trying to keep up.
I was just really trying to keep up, man. So it's it's not so much acting as it's reacting, just kind of being there in the moment. I was told once, it's like an actor's job is just kind of stand what they tell you to stand, wear what they tell you to wear, and never lie. So it was pretty easy to do that with Evan and Shannon and just the whole crew. We had some amazing people that worked on this film with us that really did not get much out of it. We all worked our asses off for 20 days and a lot longer before and a lot longer after. And there's a lot of amazing people up here today in the audience that really deserve a round of applause because they're absolutely amazing. Make it stick, the film is amazing. It's a collaborative art form. You have hundreds of artists working all at once on this one piece of art, and it's just amazing to see that collaboration come together. And it was amazing to be a part of from beginning, middle, and end. So I'm very glad this is our first audience who's ever seen the movie. It was a fantastic time. Thank you, Jerome.
So much for being here and congratulate you on the film, and thank you all for coming tonight, and please remember to vote for the film on the way out and enjoy the rest of the festival.